Down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Hold up.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome in to On the Block. Austin and Strick with you as we are every day. Glad you're along for the ride with us these next 2 hours on 93.7 The Ticket on your radio dial, theticketfm.com, or check us out on video if you want to see what we look like. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Just look for 93.7 The Ticket. We will be the search result. Plain and simple. As always, we are brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Huge shout out to Charles and his crew. Go get yourself a plate. They're open today, aren't they?
Today is Tuesday. No,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get yourself a plate tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But still, thanks, Charles and his crew today. Busy show for you. Still reacting to the Super Bowl. Some big picture takeaways from it. We'll get into that. We will play the shootout at the end of this hour. And then a big game for Nebraska basketball at Rutgers. Big one for Rutgers, trying to solidify its place in the Big Ten and in the NCAA tournament picture. And the thing we know about Rutgers is they're physical. That's what they're built on. So we'll get into what it's like to be physical in basketball in hour number 2, all before we talk to Steve Sipple of Early Break, a little bit of Husker football, projecting some spring ball at the bottom of the 3 o'clock hour. 402-464-5685. Those are the digits. If you have any thoughts that you want to share it with us on any of our topics, any questions you want to raise, you can either call in or you can text in the Starter Heyman text line. To the Super Bowl, Strick, we'll start there in the Kansas City Chiefs. They've won now 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years, and they've played in 3 in the last 4 years. Being this close to the situation in Kansas City is the closest NFL franchise here to Lincoln and Omaha. I know there are a lot of Chiefs fans here, but I think it's also only fair to ask the question, are the Chiefs the new villains of the NFL? It's hard for me to call them a dynasty yet. They've had a good run, but are the Chiefs NFL villains?
I don't know if I can say that. You know, some of the comments, like, for example, for Kelsey, could make them villainous.
Sure.
But whether they're villains or not, I mean, some of the antics that come from Patrick Mahomes' brother, Jackie.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. That guy, he was a story for far too long for a couple years.
Yeah. So those antics make you villainous when you go into places like in Baltimore, and you know, obviously because of your antics, there's people going to talk about you. They beat you, and you spray water on them, and just those different things. You didn't hear much about it, and then all of a sudden he shows up again, obviously in the post game of the Super Bowl with TikTok antics. So there's things like that. Obviously, when you had the honey badger at a point, you know, there's guys on the team that can make them villainous, but not necessarily. I don't see them being villains yet.
Especially not to the level of what we thought of, you know, Tom Brady and the Patriots as the evil empire. That was a dynasty. As long as they ruled the AFC East, as many rings as they got, as many division championships and appearances they got. And the way that they did it, you know, you had some of those scandals. You had Spygate. You had Deflategate. You have even the most recent one. I know he was in Tampa for this, but the crypto thing that Tom Brady endorsed. So there's always this.
And the breakup of Gisele Bundchen.
The breakup.
Well, I mean, hey, who wouldn't be mad if you broke up with all that.
And Robert Kraft, everything that went down, in their last Super Bowl run. So there's a lot about the Patriots that just feels. On the one hand, a little slimy, a little dirty.
Very Darth Vader-ish.
Yes.
Very Star Wars.
Very, because they were good. That's probably how Bob Kraft breathes right now. It probably. If you haven't heard much from that guy, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But literally, evil empire is what the Patriots are. They were the NFL villains. You couldn't take them down as hard as you tried, and it was kind of a miracle.
And it was like,
did.
and it was like, it wasn't nothing about them. I mean, they weren't just overly brazen or anything, but they just had guys that just kind of made you sick.
Right. How many people actually like Tom Brady versus how many people feel like they have to respect Tom Brady? I feel like Patrick Mahomes is actually a likable guy.
Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. My guy Austin just threw down the gauntlet. He said, say it again one more time. What's the difference between Tom Brady if you say
do you like Tom Brady or do you just have to respect Tom Brady?
That one. Bring that down 402-464-5685. Do you like, hate, or just respect Tom Brady? I'd love to know.
I'm in the respect camp because you look at the numbers, you look at the accolades. Dude's been a darn good football player. Happy retirement, Tom. Make it official this time. What is there to like about Tom Brady? Off the field, what is there to like? I mean, he's just kind of there.
He's a mini troll.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really, he's not Joe Burrow-ish. Does he have charisma? I want to know. I mean, I can't really tell. I don't see enough of him off the field, outside in different elements to know whether or not I think he would be cool or not. You know what I mean? I think there was one point in time where I thought Aaron Rodgers was cool. And then that kind of got weird.
He went from surfer vibes to something else.
Then he kind of got, I don't want to dump it, but D-ish.
Yes.
Like kind of like a, you remember that guy that used to come in here that did some parts of our show? Like his name is Dick. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing sometimes I feel about him. Then other guys, is he similar to Peyton Manning? Because, as great as Peyton was, but I think Peyton has charisma a little bit.
Yeah.
Though,
I mean, you see
right?
Peyton on Saturday Night Live. You see him doing, Peyton's places now. Tom Brady.
You love him on the commercials. He
You
kind of
do.
comes across as, he's funny. He's, like, not a funny, like a Kevin Hart or
Not a comedian.
a comedian type
No.
of funny, but yeah, he's kind of got like just a witty, funny vibe to him, which seems cool.
And he's willing to,
even more than Eli.
Yes.
Right?
Eli's just goofy.
Yeah.
Eli's just goofy. Peyton has, I think, a sense of humor, and he's willing to put himself out there and make himself look funny because, he's taken so seriously the way he was there. I think we're starting to see more of that from Tom Brady once he went to Tampa. He opened up a little bit, tried to get people, maybe just a little bit more insight. So he's not just all buttoned up, not just all business, but he's still not as likable as Patrick Mahomes. Think about Mahomes leaning into the ketchup on steak thing, leaning into the Kermit the Frog voice thing.
Yeah.
The commercial on the plane. With Andy Reid,
He does real good. He comes across really not good on those State Farm commercials. Let me say this. I also like the fact that he's handling off-field adversities well. So even at such a young age, the maturity level that he gives off seems very, veteran-y, and I like that. I like the veteran poise that he and it shows on the field, right? Would you say you see a little bit of that?
It does. Absolutely, it does. To be, have the Chiefs take a flyer on him. They saw something. They identified it. They made their move to go get him. But according to the rest of the league, that was a flyer. That was a home run swing. It's paying off. So to have that pressure of, what are they doing taking this guy? He didn't do, a whole lot in college, typical air raid system quarterback, yada, yada. We'll just have to see what he turns into. To the face of a city, the face of a franchise. And right now, you can't say anybody else is the face of the NFL but Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
With that contract, with those stakes, with that pressure on him, I'm sure being, the son of an athlete helps, but his dad wasn't a superstar MLB player.
Right.
His dad was a journeyman. He bounced around, found roles, but I think that being in so many different clubhouses around so many different people from a young age has done nothing but help Patrick Mahomes, learn how to fit in and learn how to be one of the guys.
Yeah, I would have to agree with it, but I do have a question. What is because the discussion comes across to me as a lot of people are saying right now that Patrick Mahomes, would you consider him now after winning the Super Bowl in such a young period of his age, 4 times, in what is this, his fifth year? Fifth year, right?
Sixth season, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20.
So this is his fifth year.
Yep.
So in 5 years, you've been you won 2 Super Bowls. You've been there. Is it 4, right? He's been there 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's freaking amazing.
He's been to 3 Super Bowls.
3 Super Bowls, yep. But
4 or 5 AFC championships.
That's what it was. Okay, it was 4 championships. I knew it was one of the 2. Okay, so that means a lot in so what is the criteria? Like, a lot of people are starting to say that it's the championships. I think when you look at Brady, you look at his longevity, you look at the championships, you look at just the winning ways, the dynasties also that were created, a lot of championships in that AFC. But at the other thing though, who is your top 5? If you're still kind of wavering on Patrick Mahomes, because when I look at it, Austin, I look at Patrick Mahomes similar to like I looked at Tiger Woods. Early on, they were making all these Arnold Palmers and all these, debates about just his success early and winning. And he was on his way. And then all of a sudden he's not. So I'm not saying he hasn't done great things. I wouldn't say that Tiger Woods is the greatest, but I would say he's great. And then you got to get into the debate that we're having also in basketball. A lot of the debate now is where does Steph Curry fit? What is LeBron and Michael Jordan? And so you're having those debates now, but it's so hard because there's changes in the games that have made things a little bit uniquely different. And go ahead, and I got some stats to follow me up. Go ahead.
So comparing across eras is different.
Yeah.
Right now, it's hard to say Patrick Mahomes is a top 5 quarterback of all time. He's only been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah,
but he's on pace to be there. I mean, he's
Yeah.
blowing the pace out of the water, the stuff he's done in these first handful of years. I'm glad you brought up the Steph Curry comparison, because what was Steph Curry's injury issue early in his career? Ankles.
Mm-hmm.
What was Patrick Mahomes hurt with this offseason or this postseason? An ankle. The Chiefs and the Warriors, at least in my opinion, Strick, feel very similar. I know there are a lot of fans of AFC teams who are, okay, yep, the Chiefs are the villain. We're shooting for them. They're the class of the league. We want to take them down. Maybe not as villainous as the Patriots, but they're the top dogs. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I have no skin in this game. I'm a Colts fan, but I love watching the Chiefs play. That offense is fun to watch. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football. And that's how I felt about the Warriors in their dynasty.
Yeah.
Mini dynasty, I guess. I mean, I did just win, the title last year, but not a Warriors fan. No skin in that game. Steph Curry's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
The way they move the ball.
Yeah.
So fun to watch. I didn't even care when they added Kevin Durant. That was fun.
Yeah.
This is some of the best, one of the best 5-man lineups I've ever seen in that Warriors death lineup, the Hamptons lineup, I suppose it would have been at that point. So I don't think I'm alone in thinking that what the Chiefs are right now is very similar to what we saw from the Warriors, from 2014-15 through the 2019-20 season.
Yeah. So Sauter Heyman text line, I would love to understand this from you. We definitely got some texters coming in. Bill and Bennett, Brady is the GOAT. I've hated him since he was in his Michigan days. Eric is a Colts fan. I'd absolutely loathe Tom Brady. A lot of you guys feel that way. Respect of Tom Brady. We definitely thank you guys for texting in as well. Let's see. Okay, look. No. See, this was a question that was just thrown out there. I mean, texter 7162. Yeah, I mean, we understand that your part. I mean, it was a question off the hip. It wasn't something that we had time or delved into or broke down into it, but we appreciate you. He says we literally had 3 people score 15 or more, and that was against Wisconsin. I know it was Tamanaga with 22. Greasel with 17. Oh,
Greasel with
15 and Walker. Yeah, that's right. 17, 18. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly right. I did remember that. And gosh darn it. It was an off the hip 3 ball. But nonetheless, listen, I do want to still know. Send our Hammond text line 402-464-5685. I still want to know, what's your top 5? Who is your top 5 right now? Let's don't even throw Mahomes in it. Right now, as we speak, we'll put Mahomes on the bubble since March Madness is approaching ever so quickly. We'll throw him on the bubble right now, but I would love to know, who is your top 5? What's your top 5 right now?
Let's do that next segment. I need a little bit of time to think on
Okay.
it. So text line, get yours in so we can go back and forth on that. Your top 5 NFL quarterbacks of all time. Wrapping up the discussion about villains. So,
I have something real quick on the villains. I wanted to throw, just in the discussion, I wanted to throw this out because it is easier, and it goes to the point of what I'm saying about the change of the game, the dynamics, the openness of the game, more pass laden game now than it was where it was run, where you had your Terrell Davises and your Eric Dickersons and your Walter Payton, where it was some pro-style runs, not a lot of spreading. So there's a benefit of that Mahomes also has with that as well. Also, a lot of different calls, not as much Steve Atwater types, Cam Chancellor, where you lay boom on people, make people think about lifting them hands up. There's a lot of changes that makes it a little bit more easier. But here's some stats that are mind-blowing about Patrick Mahomes. In his career, he has a career 105.7 passer rating. That is crazy in itself, which is more than 2 points ahead of Rutgers for his best season in history. Mahomes, 303 yards per game as well, average, and then 15.5 yards, I think, per pass is better than anyone else as well. So I think that's phenomenal. So I think that puts him maybe in the top 10, and then let's see where he goes. But talk about the villains.
Well, yeah, the other thing with Mahomes, too, is there have been 3 comebacks by teams of 10 points or greater in the second half in Super Bowl history. One of them was Tom Brady and the Patriots. The other 2, Patrick Mahomes Chiefs. You can't say he doesn't get it done on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
They've hosted every AFC championship game since Patrick Mahomes has been in the league. Now, I haven't won them all, but they've hosted them. So he's a winner. He's checking that off early. But if he's not a villain, and if the Chiefs aren't a villain, who is an NFL villain? Don't say Roger Goodell. He's the commissioner. We all have our thoughts on Roger Goodell. We get that. Dan Snyder owning the Commanders seems like he's selling actually officially sometime soon. So yes, he's an NFL villain. But in terms of players on the field, am I wrong in saying that Joe Burrow might feel a little bit like a villain? With the Joe Shiesty, the Joe Cool personality, the way they tried to call it Burrowhead.
Yeah,
Eli Apple. Are the Bengals villains?
Listen, when you're a small market team, and think about that, right? Both of them are small market teams. They're not big market teams. They're not the LAs. They're not the flashy New Yorks. So, in some ways, how do you inspire visual, to become visual to the masses? If if you don't have the big TV deals, obviously the NFL helps with that, depending on matchups, all of that, and who's playing who. But if you don't have that, because you've got to try to bring some attention to your sector, right? Because you've got some of the best quarterbacks right now, not in big markets, but in middle to small markets, which is Buffalo, Cincinnati,
Kansas City, Baltimore,
right? So they're mostly there. So how are you going to do that? And so what they're trying to do, based on what I'm seeing, is they're creating these rivalries, these matchups, these quarterback matchups, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to spurn some of that. And so some of them may be portrayed or come across, or the way that they're presenting themselves as villain, because obviously, guess what it's going to do? Also, it's going to raise their monetary values as far as commercials and all of that, because who are the 2 types of people you like? The good guy. It seems Mahomes is falling in that category, because you look at the commercials that he has, that falls into that good guy
feels a little golden child-ish.
Exactly. And then if you're not going to be in that category, because there's only space for so many people in that category, what is that? There's the other side, is the villain. And that's why you have success of WWE, who was in the UFC, Conor McGregor. Then you have other guys that kind of fell into those villainous roles, and Machida, and just different guys like that. Kale Sonnen, I remember at one time. So you've got that, and you have to have that balance in order to create, that type of magic.
Right. I think Joe Burrow would be the perfect foil to Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen hasn't, run his mouth, hasn't talked. Good quarterback, great player, but hasn't, said the things that Burrow and his teammates have said, especially as it relates to the Chiefs, who are on top right now. Joe Burrow
is Russell Westbrook.
Wilson.
Russell Westbrook is one of them.
Yeah.
But is Russell Wilson now went from the good guy to a villain just because of his coming out of Seattle?
I think he's more a meme than a villain.
Oh, okay, good. That just popped
in
in my head.
If the Broncos start winning and Russ becomes the bad guy that's driving them, maybe. But it's hard to be a villain when you're just not good. When you're washed.
Is Kyler Murray a villain based on kind of how things went? Are just people looking at Kyler Murray now, especially not being able to get a coach, and you finally get a coach because that coach is like saying, there's some paperwork in that. I won a Super Bowl. Why not go down? I mean, he's probably looking at it a little bit different. And then when you're on high like that, you can look at the situation and say, I can do anything. And so I feel, you go down there until you realize you go down there, right?
Absolutely.
I want to know that too. I'm on a roll today. 402-464-5685. Who are the villains? The villains. Is Lamar Jackson setting himself up to be one based on kind of what's going on? It really ain't his fault. I don't see it, but who are those guys out there that you're looking at? Who are the good guys? It's like a Tua. Do you look at him with his situation, his fight, his grit? You look at him as a good guy. Who are those guys out there? Talk to me.
Yeah, we got to step aside for the emergency alert test. We'll give our list of top 5 quarterbacks when we get back after this.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsurancene.com.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Home, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest services we can count on. To learn, visit Lincoln.
Hey there.
Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, they took our advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstcu.com. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Member NCUA.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting, ESC player, industrial commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waterloo today at 531-2079.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. We encourage those who go out to make smart decisions behind the wheel or plan accordingly to have someone lined up for a safe ride home. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Husker Nation, Amy Williams and Nebraska women's basketball needs you February 18th at 1 p.m. as the Huskers take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. We need your help to sell out Pinnacle Bank Arena for the first time ever. For event and ticket information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Oh, Big Red.
Welcome back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. We are on the block, and the block is hot. We set it on fire. Text line is on fire. Y'all are tapping in. We appreciate you. If you want to join the party and get hot on the block, 402-464-5685, we welcome you in. Also, all of our streamers that are tapping in, TKB Podcast, we appreciate you as well for tapping in today. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We appreciate the love that you guys share there with us as well. Well, the topic was, prior to us going to a commercial, was who was your top 5 quarterbacks? We put Patrick Mahomes on the bubble. Patrick Mahomes is on the bubble trying to get into the tournament, but he is holding on right now. It's a little bit too early, and he's still got some games that still need to be played out. So we're just holding on that. Now, top 5, and then also, who is your villains? Who is your villains and who's your good guys? I want to know who the villains are. Who do you just look at as a quarterback and you just kind of say, ugh. You have the beer face and the ugly smug and all that good stuff. I want to know that too. So we asked you guys at the text line. We'll get to that in a second. But first, I'm going to tell you my top 5. And there's going to be some caveat to it. Some of you guys may agree, some of you may disagree, and that's okay with me. But I'm going to throw it out there for this particular reason, because I'm not going to leave out the old school, because I think that's what happens so much. We get so caught in the Janet Jackson vibe of what have you done for me lately, and you forget that some of those legends that led the charge, your Bart Stars, your Starbucks, and one of the ones is going to be in my top 5, and I'll tell you right now. Eastrick's top 5 goes as this. Tom Brady is number 1. There's nothing to be said for me on that. My number 2, believe it or not, is Johnny U. And I'm going to tell you why Johnny U for me is number 2. Johnny U was clearly the best in his era. By far dominated. He won 3 MVPs, 5-time first team All-Pro. So Johnny U, obviously there still was some separation, wasn't still, the teams, not a lot of teams. So you had all of that, but he was dominant in his era. And so I have him at number 2 for me. Then you go to the great Joe Montana, just the success that he was for the 49ers dynasty. Peyton Manning would be my number 5. And then Dan Marino. And the reason I put Dan Marino is because Dan Marino is what the NFL looks like today. He was launching Mark Duper and Clayton, and they was big ball Mahomes and Tyreek, Hill before Tyreek Hill and Mahomes became even a thought named Mama's eye, right? And that's why, to me, even though he didn't win a championship, I don't think he was the benefit of a great running game ever. Defenses always let him down very well in putting up numbers and scoring, just wasn't able to get over the hump. And so that's how I go with it.
Who are the next 3 guys on your list that just missed?
I would say Favre, Elway, and maybe Steve Young, and then Steve Young and Aaron Rodgers. Those are kind of how I would go.
Okay. We're similar in our top 5s, but not exactly. So Brady's my number 1. Give me Peyton Manning my number 2. And now that, yes, there is a little bit of personal bias on that one as a Colts fan, but you look at the numbers, you look at the success, got a couple rings. Peyton did enough to me. Clearly top 5.
Okay.
Joe Montana, number 3. Johnny Unitas, number 4. And I know Boss Man's listening out there. DP would not allow me to have a top 5 list without Sammy Baugh on it.
Okay.
Again, one of the OGs, one of the originals, guy that was slinging Sammy Baugh, the nickname, through it when really no one else was. That
you had guys like Fran Tarkenton.
And he was punting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
So then the guys that just missed for me. I mean, Mahomes is going to be a top 5 quarterback when it's all said and done. Probably bumps Montana in my mind. If I have to be honest, probably bumps Montana. That might be a hot take. I don't know, but that's just where I'm at with it right now. Drew Brees, underrated all-time quarterback. Did it for a long time, put up yards, got a ring, got that done.
Got one robbed of him too.
Right. I don't know if he was ever.
They didn't get there, but that would have. That was still one I can't get over, that interference call. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if Brees was ever the best player in his career. No, best player in the league in his career, but he was really good by the numbers. Everyone respects him. Marino's there. Tarkenton's close. Favre's there.
Yeah.
As weird as Aaron Rodgers has gotten, remember 4 or 5 years ago, we were talking about, is Aaron Rodgers the top 5 quarterback of all time?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have more than just the one ring. Yes, his teams flame out in the playoffs. I get that. But by the numbers, I mean, think about how feared he was in the NFC North.
Yeah.
You give him the ball with 90 seconds to go.
Trouble.
Absolutely. So he has to be in that conversation. Tarkenton's there. Otto Graham in the conversation. Warren Moon had his moments as well.
Ooh, I like that.
So, but again, top 5.
Warren Moon, they was a slinging crew down there. Them old Houston Oilers teams. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. So top 5 for me: Brady, Manning, Montana, Unitas, Baugh. What was your top 5 again?
I had number 1 obviously was Manning. I went with Unitas. And then I went with, who else?
I had Marino.
Marino, I think, was 4. Who did I wrote him down. Okay, so yeah, Brady, Unitas, Montana, Manning, then Marino. That
is officially down. I have a Twitter poll out. Whose top 5 is better? You can follow Strick at eStrick20 or me at Austin_Orman. Go vote on the poll. Which quarterback top 5 is better? But now we turn our attention, Strick, to the text line.
Yes.
People have been texting and giving their lists. Guilt Nerd from 5 down to 1 says Terry Bradshaw, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Terry Bradshaw, that's a name that doesn't resonate a lot with me because
very Roethlisberger to me. Very similar in that he managed the game. But go ahead.
Yeah, he was led by the defense.
Yeah,
he had those playmakers.
Yeah,
and I know we can say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes this year, but Mahomes had the numbers. Mahomes had the signature drives. Not to say Bradshaw didn't. I just don't know if I can say Terry Bradshaw's top 5 of all time. He does have the rings, 4 rings, but how much of that was Bradshaw?
Yeah, 4. See, and that's the thing. And see, that's what I talk about, the criteria. I can't go with the Super Bowl criteria.
Not alone. Not
alone.
No.
I need to see a little bit more in it. And not to say that Bradshaw to me didn't handle his business or or manage the game or take care of the game or do his thing in the game.
Mhm.
I see him. I can see him in my top 15, but I don't see him that high.
Anonymous texters top 5 from 5 to 1. Brett Favre, Troy Aikman. Ready for this one, Strick?
Talk to me.
Number 3 quarterback of all time, Ben Roethlisberger. 2, Tom Brady. 1, Joe Montana.
Ooh, that gave me the bitter beer face. I don't know. I don't know if I can go with that, but hey, look, it's your opinion. It's how you feel. If you don't think Roethlisberger, y'all know y'all shouted out on the text line. We'll definitely hear that. Headhunter, I said Bart Starr. I think he's one that, but I had to put kind of in my, I had to go with multiple ranges, and I threw, Unitas is my old school guy. I think Bart Starr is a tremendous quarterback as well, and he deserves his recognition. Well said.
Definitely a pioneer, but not quite top 5 of all time. No particular order. This person says Montana, Bradshaw, Brady, Marino, Manning. So very similar to your list there, Strick.
Yeah.
Jeremy the Grill Master, 5 through 1. Elway. There's no name we haven't mentioned.
I think the time that you lived and the time that you watched, you saw those certain quarterbacks too. I would venture to say that 4.725 might be in that kind of range, like me. Where we got to see Bradshaw on the regular basis, because some would say Aikman, depending on where they watched. Right? I don't think Aikman is, but some would say,
well, yeah,
just because of what he's done as far as winning Super Bowls.
The person that had Roethlisberger 3 had Aikman 4.
Yeah.
So there. Jeremy the Grill Master, 5 through 1. Elway, Favre, Manning, Brady, Montana. I'm seeing still a lot of Montana over Brady. And I'm a younger guy. I didn't grow up watching Joe Montana. I just don't. I need to know why Joe Montana would be ahead of Tom Brady. I'm not saying he shouldn't be. I just need to know why. Give me the rationale. Help me learn. What's your argument for Montana over Brady?
Bring it. You know where to text it. 402-464-5685. Give Austin Orman your why.
Educate me.
Educate
please.
The young man.
Brad from Baldwin does like our top 5s, but he also has Dan Fouts on the bubble.
Ooh. Dan Fouts, Charger grade.
Name I would not have pulled.
I wouldn't have said Dan Fouts either, but I listen, it made me kind of wake up and say, wait a minute, the beard, the original beard.
Ooh,
Dan Fouts. I like him. Okay.
Bill and Bennett doesn't have a top 5 in terms of talent, but in terms of top 5 quarterbacks to watch play, Favre, Rogers, Jim Kelly.
I hate Kelly didn't get one. Just the breaks that he got. It made me think that he was. Somebody threw a voodoo curse on him or something. Somebody put something in underneath his pillow at night that made them not win. It's something.
Montana and Warren Moon were his top 5 favorite quarterbacks to watch.
I like Bill and Bennett. That's my guy. King Kong ain't got nothing, no Stricky. I love Bill and Bennett, my guy. Go ahead.
And then another anonymous texter going, I assume from 1 to 5, says Tom Brady, Eli Manning.
If I wish Nate Brennan was listening right now. You can't spell. He said, "This is what your boy, Nate Brennan would say. You can't spell elite without Eli." Yes, he does say that, and I can't believe whoever texted that in has even the gumption to say that Eli Manning is a top 5. Oh my God!
Not just top 5, but ahead of his brother.
Almost.
It's behind you. It's behind you.
Go to the bathroom on that one.
So yeah, Tom Brady, the Manning brothers, Montana, and Favre. Eli and Peyton ended up with the same amount of rings.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the numbers. Peyton has better numbers,
Mm-hmm.
more consistent team success as well. Again, good on Eli. He beat the Patriots. He beat the evil empire. But come on, top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5.
I can't roll with it.
Is he top 5 Giants quarterback? Okay, yeah, it's probably top 5 Giants quarterbacks of all time. Let's see. Someone's saying we have a 60+ audience right now. That's why Montana's before Brady. Okay, fair enough. Ken Stabler in the conversation.
Kenny Stabler, lefty.
Yeah, he strikes me as top 15.
Yeah,
top 20.
I kind of roll with him up there. I loved his ability to scramble and to make plays and to extend plays. Rocket arm. But yeah, I don't know if I can throw him up there.
Okay. Some little explanation from Headhunter. Montana raised the bar as far as big game quarterbacks are concerned. second quarterback to win 4 Super Bowls behind Bradshaw would have been, and then was the first player to win 3 Super Bowl MVP awards. Okay.
Who was that?
Montana.
Oh, yeah.
So again, fine regular season numbers, but it seems like that was a legacy built on the postseason, which I'm with you, Strick. You have to take Super Bowl appearances and rings into account.
Yeah.
But that can't be everything.
The only thing.
You know, you got to do it over 16 games for a long time as well.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, I don't know if I can. And that's what's crazy about what is the criteria. I don't even know if they set a criteria. Like, I know they try to establish them, and there's been multiple shots establishing on the basketball side, right? To try to figure out because the game has significantly changed so much. So what is your criteria if you were before 85? And what's your criteria after 2000 or 9? You know, I would say 90s, the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the 92 back and going up, because I think that's where I think stuff started to really make a shift.
And how do you weigh talent on the field, arm talent, processing speed, ability to extend plays with accomplishments?
Yeah.
Because there's some really talented guys, you step on the field, that don't have the accomplishments. And
that's what you have with Moreau. That's what you have with Mahomes and Brady. That's a contrast.
Right. Yes, absolutely. That's a good way to phrase it. A couple more lists to get to before we play the shootout. A Valentine's Day themed shootout. Hope you're ready for that one in a few minutes. Claytonia John says Montana, Brady, Favre, Manning, and Randall Cunningham. Fun name, not top 5.
Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah.
Dave Dipple, where's Terry Bradshaw? You're making our point for us. He does have 4 rings, but the numbers aren't huge. Again, not the best era for quarterbacks, but Terry Bradshaw is the accomplishments. More so, I think, the talent in a lot of ways.
And let's be honest, he didn't have the greatest of arm strength.
No.
You know, he was very ducky, shucky ducky. But he got the job done. And there was a lot of benefits on what was around him, and that defense was absolutely stunning and phenomenal.
Speaking of arm strength, we haven't said anything about Jalen Hurts' Hail Mary attempt.
Ooh.
They did not put their quarterback in a position to succeed.
No.
If Mahomes can throw the ball that far, Hurts can't. Why don't you get the ball out quick and run a lot of laterals?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to make Jalen Hurts try to throw that Hail Mary that far and it ends 20 yards shy of where it needs to go.
Of anybody.
That's a tough spot to put your quarterback in. Text line, thank you for chiming in. We'll revisit this throughout the show.
Thank you, Willie. Oak Valley Husker. Yeah.
Yep. But coming up on the other side, we got the shootout to play, a Valentine's Day themed shootout. Who were some names? What did they do? What did they accomplish? Call now 402-464-5685 to play the shootout and your chance to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. We'll play on the other side.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you put your clubs away for the winter to get them out, there's no need to Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
For lines and t-shirt 10s, take it to the max at Max 10. Get a 30-day pass, just $25 with stand-ups and laydowns for men of stature. Be a Max 10 man. Get 30 days for just $25 now at all 4 Lincoln Max 10 locations.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, to my garbage disposal, I know I can count on to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Shopping for insurance can be a frustrating and tedious task. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln has a full staff of licensed professional agents who will do the work all for you. Brokers utilizes over 20 insurance companies to save their clients money. Brokers Insurance Agency will always do what is in the client's best interest and will find the best program to fit your needs. Call Brokers Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 to get a quote today, or find us online at brokersinsurancene.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934 HIS Auto Care. 70. God bless you.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Rain will be a possibility off and on throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 49 with south-southwest winds at around 15. Overnight, mainly cloudy with a low dropping down to around 28. Only a high of 32 tomorrow. Northwest winds gusting over 35 and an increasing chance of snow by late in the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick, brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
Valentine's Day themed game, 402-464-5685. Don't have anything bought for your lady yet? Call in, play the shootout, get $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Take her there. Always a good idea.
Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there. I don't care if you're single. Love yourself today. Take yourself, treat yourself. Go out to Mary Ellen's tomorrow. Not today.
Tomorrow.
But go out to Mary Ellen tomorrow and enjoy it as well. But no, for real, man. Listen, love yourself. Treat yourself. There's so many things going on in this crazy, weird, wild world that we live in right now. And sometimes we have to either self-reflect and reflect on your loved ones. Even if it's your mom, take your mom out, have a great meal and sit down and have a conversation.
Please do.
Yeah, do something.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Also simple, The way to win $15 Buffalo Wings and Rings, 402-464-5685. Call now, your chance to win those $15. We had a couple more texts roll in with regards to the top 5 quarterbacks list. One person says from 5 to 1, Strick, John Elway. Okay. Peyton Manning.
Not fighting those.
Tom Brady.
Ooh. Okay.
Eric Crouch, Tommy Frazier.
Well, that was a great laugh today.
Top 5 Husker quarterbacks of all time.
That
absolutely.
part. That was a great laugh today. No, that won't be in my top 5. But hey, if it's yours, hey, more power to you.
Another text then, Strick, as we wait for someone to play the game with you. Kirk from Georgia asks, who's the most fun athlete to watch by sport? So for football, who's the most fun player that you ever saw?
I would have to say Michael Vick. Like the stuff that Michael Vick could do on the field, but had that rocket arm.
As a lefty, it's always fun.
I mean, he could chunk it and on a dime and on a rope and on a spiral. Yeah, he was fun to watch on that. Basketball for me, it was, I think I used to love watching Gary Payton just because he's going to run his mouth. He was going to get in your grill. He was going to talk to you about it, and he was going to give it to you. And listen, another one for me is I hated him because he was with the Celtics until I became a Celtic and realized what it meant to be a Celtic. But it would definitely be Larry Bird. I loved watching him play because he was really cerebral, and a lot of people didn't really understand that about him. I really like that. And obviously Showtime. You got to look at Magic and that crew, what they did, man. That was fun to watch. That was a fun time to watch basketball. Baseball, you hate them, but you gotta love them Yankees teams. Just you know, and I would say the Braves when the Braves
those
was making
90s
run,
teams,
with their pitching, just Smoltz and
Maddox and Glavine.
Yeah, man, that was fun to watch them dominate games and stuff like that. Okay,
for sure, your turn to dominate this game. You've got 4 in a row. Champs in the building. Let's end the week on a positive note as we go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. And we welcome in Andrew. Andrew, are you ready for the shootout with Strick?
Not Alex.
I don't know. I've lost 2 in a row to Strick.
Oh, get back on the winning side today. Okay, hold on the line. We'll give Strick his shot first.
Good luck,
Then
Andrew.
you will get your 5 questions. Strick, your round of the shootout begins in 3, 2, and 1. He was a 2-time MLB All-Star. Corey Hart or Kurt Hart?
Corey.
Yep, he won the Bushnell Cup twice at Princeton. Jake Lovett or John Lovett?
It's got to be Jake.
It was John. He managed the Mets to the 2000 NL pennant. Bobby Valentine or Buck Valentine?
Bobby.
Yep, he won the 1949 Heisman Trophy at Notre Dame. Leon Hart or Lyle Hart?
Lyle.
Nope, it was Leon. And he won the 2016 NBA Finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Darnell Valentine.
2, 1.
Good guess. Kevin Love.
Oh!
Kevin Love, Stricky.
Oh!
Kevin Love. Valentine's Day theme.
See, I'm thinking Valentine's in my head, not love. I need more love in my life.
Okay, you got to. You got to.
Kevin Love, Strick!
Andrew, 2 to tie, 3 or more to win. Are you ready for your round of the shootout?
Yep.
Okay, it begins here in 3, 2, and 1. He was recently traded to the New York Knicks. Cam Reddish or Josh Hart?
Josh.
Yep, he wrestles at 149 pounds for Nebraska. Ridge Lovett or Rock Lovett?
The first one.
Yep, he was a 2-time All-NBA player with the Bulls. Bob Love or Billy Love?
Billy.
Nope, it was Bob. He was the Big Ten Player of the Year for the 2015-16 season. Drew Valentine or Denzel Valentine?
Denzel.
Yep, and he was the NBA MVP in the 2010-11 season.
Kevin Love.
It was not Kevin Love. The answer, Derrick Rose, but it doesn't matter.
Boom shakalaka. Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Andrew, you're off the schneid. You win the $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Congratulations.
I think Strick threw it.
Kevin Love! I need love in my life. Good job, Andrew. Congratulations.
Yep, Andrew, hold on the line. We'll make sure we get your information and get you going. Strick, you were right there.
I wasn't
you were right
thinking.
there.
I'm looking. I'm like, who was Valentine on the team? And I wasn't thinking.
I tried to give it to you, Shrek. I tried. You can't say I'm not on your side.
No, you did. That was a good one. That was a good one, actually. I could have had that one.
You could have. But that'll wrap up hour one here on the block. We'll step aside for just a moment. Preview a little bit of Nebraska Rutgers. Get into what it means to be a physical basketball team. How do you play physical within the rules? Who are the most physical guys you played with and against, Strick? And what could more physicality bring to the NBA in this day and age? We'll get into all that and more hour two on the block.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In alumni news, Lincoln North Stars former distance runner Geraldine Poe has qualified for the U.S. Olympic Team Trials Marathon. Switching to girls basketball on Monday, January 6th, College View beat Boys Town 35-18. Lincoln Lutheran put on an impressive defensive performance, beating Ralston 50-9. For boys basketball on Monday, Parkview Christian dominated in their win over Christian Iowa 89-45. Terrence Scott and Braylon Morris would lead Parkview with 21 and 20 points. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yes, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey there.
Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, they took our advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstcu.com. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Member NCUA.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island. Online at sartorheyman.com.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in West O and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on West O Street at Price Right Auto.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstorats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day workweek schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
8 Big Ten running backs in their top 25 returning in 24/7 sports. You can certainly argue that Anthony Grant could be in there. Nobody would bat an eye.
That's just because the Iowa running back ended the season on a higher note. I don't care about the end of the season. Look at the entire season. Anthony Grant had a great season.
The good news for Nebraska is if Anthony Grant does fall off, A.J. Allen looks like he's going to be there. And then you have Ramir Johnson, who led the team in rushing 2 years ago. And
Dave Urban, who was your starter 2 years ago.
So, I mean, they've got a great room.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 on the block. Welcome to it. He's Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA veteran Eric Strickland, and I'm along for the ride, Austin Norman. Thanks for tuning in to us on your radio dial, in your car, your desktop at work, theticketfm.com, or Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Drop a like, drop a follow, leave a comment there as well. We do see those roll in. So you're still a part of the show. And text line, keep the good stuff coming, 402-464-5685. Big thanks to Mary Ellen's, Charles, and his staff down at Mary Ellen's, 27th and Pine Lake here in Lincoln. If you tuckered out from a busy day, afternoon of shopping, make sure you stop into Mary Ellen's, get that energy back up. Take some home for the fam, take some home for a couple days. It's just as good the next day as well. But do that tomorrow. They're closed today. Go check out Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul tomorrow. Strick, we were informed by Rico that sometimes things just work out in the universe. Sometimes there are things that are written in the stars, beyond our control, out of our grasp. And there is no shot you were winning today once Andrew called in.
Yeah,
we had no idea.
We had no idea.
We had no idea.
But that's just how things align themselves. They work themselves out. He fell in at the right time.
Andrew's last name.
Talk to him.
On Valentine's Day. Lovercheck. Andrew, are you kidding me? You knew you were going to win. You knew it. None of this, I've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Woe is me.
No, Andrew, come on. You had that in the bag as soon as you woke up this morning.
There's no question about it. Congratulations to Andrew Lovercheck. And Stricky had no chance today. It was written in. It was written all over my face. I didn't even have a chance. I can't sing, but nonetheless, that's how it went down today. But good.
It's the second game of a back-to-back. You play the first one at home. You got to hit the road. You're tired from travel. You played double overtime the night before. Strick, this schedule loss. Schedule loss for you, plain and simple.
So, yeah, that's okay. But that we're hoping that that's not the same thing that happens when they find themselves, the Huskers, going out to New Jersey for Jersey Mike's Arena, which is called the
Rack. Yes, it will always be the Rack to me.
Always be the Rack.
Yep. It'll always be the CenturyLink Center to me. It'll never be the CHI
never
Center.
CHI.
Always the Clink.
Yeah, the Clink. Yeah, so as we turn our eyes, to the probability of a Husker win, and as they make their way out to the far east of our country, out in Jersey. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to come to play, because here's the thing that they're up against. They're up against a 13-2 mark inside of Jersey Mike's Arena. Okay, they're coming off of a loss, 69-60, and you see that number. Well, if Nebraska wants to have a chance, they're going to have to get up there. But here's the crazy thing about it: it wasn't looking like it was going to be so when they were down by 34-30 going into the half. So Nebraska has to get up there. They have to do whatever they're saying, because it took Illinois shooting 56%. So they're going to have an efficient, they're going to have to make free throws, they have to take care of the ball in order to have success going up there into the Jersey Mike's Arena. Period. I mean, anything less than that, then they're going to have to play an Iowa type defensive night.
And most of that defense is the other team misses shots.
Basically,
Nebraska's activity was good in that game, but Iowa did get some open looks and just missed them.
Yeah.
Rutgers will do that. They're not a good offensive team. And Strick, when I think of Rutgers, I think of a team that wants to slow you down, play in the half court, get a forearm in your back, give you a little nudge so you can't catch the ball in the block. You got to catch it a little bit further out. They still have some of that to them, but the difference between this Rutgers teams and past Rutgers teams is that this team wants to get out in transition. They're aggressive in passing lanes, trying to fly out for steals. I think Steve Peichel knows this isn't a very talented offensive team, so they're trying to get out in transition, trying to, turn defense into offense.
Easy points. Go ahead.
How do you counteract that as Nebraska? Is it just ball fake back cut? Anything more you can do to combat that pressure?
So it's definitely going to be that. Nebraska's got to go into this game, Austin, looking at it from a standpoint of, when you may not have experienced it. I did. I will say that I did. I will give you an instance. I remember when I was still with my dad. We were living in Malmstrom Air Force Base. Malmstrom kind of pops itself in the news as of recent. You guys would probably know it with the balloons kind of flying over Malmstrom Air Force Base. That's where my dad was stationed. And so I was up there. I was always a big kid. So, I think I'm probably in the third, fourth grade up there. Yeah. Third grade, but I was a big kid. And, I'm a new kid to the base, going to the school. Some fifth, sixth graders were bullying me. And it wasn't until one day that I picked one of them up and slammed them in the snow that they left me alone. See, what they didn't know is I came from the South, and, I had to scrap. That was just something I had to do. And I'm a mild-mannered guy until you push me a little bit too far and poke the bear, and then the bear lets loose. And that's what ended up happening. That's how it is when you deal with the bully. It's not until you punch the bully in the mouth that you find that either there's some respect, and nowadays that whole thing has changed. You used to be able to have to get your dukes up, and now people resort to other methods in order to handle business, and I think it's punkish, to be honest. But nonetheless, hey, that's what it was. That's what Nebraska's going to have to do, because they're going to come in there and they're going to try to bully you. On your cuts, they're going to hit you with some shoulders, some little elbows. They're going, because they're going to try to minimize your, dissuade you from cutting and slashing and going to the basket. They're going to make you feel it. They're going to make you feel the pressure. They're going to make you feel every parts of them. Let's get into the numbers. The number says this: they are returning 3 starters on an 11-letter team. They have 11 letters, so they're a very veteran team. So they know each other. They've been around. They're very seasoned, right? They hang their hats on defense. They're only allowing people. This is why I talked about that number. They're only allowing people in conference 59 points a game. Woo. That's crazy low, right? Field goal opponents to 38%. 3-point percentage, 29%. And Nebraska is very capable of shooting in the 20s,
or lower,
right? So steals per game. No. We're not talking about turnovers.
Steals, live ball steals.
Per game, 9.
9.
That's that, turning that into the offense. And that's the same thing I talked about what Nebraska has to minimize. So Derek Walker has to be very cognizant, very careful. He's going to have to be very quick with one one counter and get to something, or you need to be passing because they're coming. They're not going to let you work somebody out, right? 9. So you're looking at that with also a balanced attack. Then you've got a guy in the middle, Clifford Amore. Clifford Amore. 2 blocks a game. So your mid-range is going to have to work, because if you try to get there, he's waiting. So there's a lot of dynamics in this game that they just have to hopefully have broken down by watching film and be able to take advantage
And the
of.
film that you pointed out yesterday really quickly was St. John's.
Yeah.
Not a 1-to-1 match, but similar. They'll play
Yeah.
passing lanes. They have a shot blocker on the back end. Not good offensively in the half court. What went wrong for Nebraska against St. John's? What do they need to do different against Rutgers?
With the speed. The speed, the aggressiveness, the physicality. Look, they were in there. And then the half, it was like have you ever seen a frog or something get cooked?
Yes.
How it just, they kind of get in the warmth and they get kind of comfortable, and then you do what? You turn up the heat.
It up.
And then they boil. That's what happened. They came out of halftime, freaking St. John's turned up the heat, and it was just downhill from that point on. And you couldn't get up. They got smacked and they weren't able to get up. And so that's what Rutgers is going to try to do to them, because they've been on a slide. They've lost 2, and you lose a tough one. And again, it's all about resume at this point, right? You're 16-9. You're sitting on the bubble. You're 8-6. You cannot afford this one. You can't afford it when there's so much in the middle that's tied up.
When we think about Nebraska and being physical, I think a lot of it comes down to Derek Walker. Because he's a physical
I'd use
guy.
Keita. I'd use him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd use him.
Yep. Keita's got to be a little tougher to me. It's great that he can take charges, but I want him to be an imposing force.
Yes.
And be a brick wall.
Yes.
Right. Charges are great, but this is a game Blaze Keita has to be physical. He's got to step up to the occasion, match strength with strength. I think it's in there.
Yeah.
But, that beast got to be unlocked.
Yeah.
It's got to come to play. Sam Griesel, I think, is a good matchup. For these Rutgers guards aren't the quickest, but they're strong, and they'll use their hands. They'll use their legs. So I think this is a good matchup for Sam Griesel.
Yeah.
The guys I'm curious to watch tonight, though, Jamarcus Lawrence and Keisei Tominaga. They're at a length disadvantage. Both of these guys are shorter than Rutgers starters. And I think Keisei Tominaga has a bit of a target on him right now because he's not big. He looks small on the basketball court, surrounded by other guys. So if I'm Steve Peichel, whoever I assign to Keisei Tominaga is going to try to punk him all game long. Give him just a little forearm, bump him with your hip a little bit, try to throw his timing off because he's not big. So to me, on the flip side of that then, Strick, is how does Keisei Tominaga handle not just a longer defender, but a thicker defender who's going to want to pick on him like that bully?
Man, that's a stumper for me, because it's going to be hard to see. But here's the thing that I don't think people understand about Keisei is he doesn't yield to it.
He's tough. He doesn't get rattled.
He doesn't yield to it. And I'm telling you, I watched it with my own eyes for a whole season. I reffed their games many times, and I've seen
down
people,
at Ranger.
And I've seen people try to punk him, and he embraces it. And I love that about him. But they've got to have Griesel has to turn up. Like look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it right here on this. Like, I was a dog, but if I had Griesel's body, do you understand what I would have done to people?
Unholy things.
Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, even with my size, that if you were near the rim, I was trying to put you in it. Like, that's how I played. If I was him with them big, broad shoulders and calves and thighs, ooh, the stuff I would do to you on the post. I mean, so many things I would do to you. But that's what I want to see from him. I think he gets there and he's finesse. He looks cute. He looks, hey.
Just ask him.
I'm Sam. Hey, I'm Sam Griesel by name. I need you to be Sam Griesel. That's how I need him to be.
Griesel with some gristle.
With some gristle. I need some, I'm Debo like Friday. I need him to be that today, right? Because I'm telling you, if you're gonna get it from Walker in a quiet sense because that's just how he is. He's still gonna give you that physicality. I would like to see it from. You got to have it from Keita. You got to have it from another one.
Denham.
Casey is gonna. You're gonna get it from Denham. He's not gonna. I know Casey is gonna do it in a. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you these buckets. Yeah, but he's gonna be cool about it, but he's still gonna dog you out, and tell you about it at the end. So I'm hoping they're able to take the punches, roll with the punches, and then give them back.
So you talked about how you played basketball with that dog. You're physical. That was how you based your game. How do you play physical in basketball without turning it into rugby or football and getting whistled for fouls? Well, what does a good physical basketball player do?
You can do that with body with no hands. Whereas we can arm bar.
Right. Put it on.
You can still put body. There's ways to lean on guys without, getting fouls. There's ways, there's little subtle things you can do to show presence, right? I wish I could show you if you were on a stream, I could show you, but there's little things in the post that I could do with Greasel.
When Jay comes in, well, if you guys demonstrate,
you can dribble, you can fake baseline, get back middle, and you don't chicken wing it, but you kind of just do it with the arm down.
As long as you leave it tucked in.
Leave it tucked, but you can still put it there, leverage, and then just kind of hook and then get there. You know what I mean? There's little nuances. Like you can even do it with a slight hand. It's like a hand here, slide down his body and go. There's little physical nuance things you can do so that you don't get charges. But then there's things with body you can do to lean on people. They let you do it actually. As long as there are things they're looking for hands. They're looking for checks, hands, stick it out, all these different things they're looking for from a referee. There's just because I've been a referee and I know what they tell us to look for. But as a defense, it's as long as you get position and you get body, and as they turn, you can do things with your shoulder, your chest, just little nuanced things just to show them, hey,
I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah, there's little things you can do.
On offense, how important is it, especially when you're driving, to be the one to initiate contact against a physical team?
Always. You want to test their discipline. So as you're attacking glass, don't go away from it. That's where Breidenbach gets himself in trouble. He runs away from the contact or leans away or whatever. Go up through it. You know what I'm saying? Get wide, go up through it, shoulders strong and wide. And, if they initiate contact at that point, it's probably going to be on them, right? So when you're attacking basket, you test their discipline by way of rules. You get them in the restricted area, test them how vertical they're going to get. So the problem with a lot of guys in attacking the rim today is they attack the rim hoping foul instead of hoping finish or looking finish, and then if foul comes, cool, right? Everybody wants to go up. Oh, that should be a foul. No, go finish the thing.
Go on it.
And go finish it. If you get it, cool. If not, get up, let's go. That's the thing that, I know I used to in attacking the rim. I'm going up knowing I'm going to get body, but I'm going up to create body, create space, finish. If I don't get it, okay. But if I do, I got 1 and 1 or got 2 and 1, right? That's the thing that I think is why sometimes Greasel maybe doesn't finish. He thinks maybe he should have gotten fouled or the whistle should have blown, and then you lose concentration for that split second. Now I'll tell you one that does finish well is Casey. Casey goes up, he'll draw contact, but he figures English and lay. Derek does it well too. Derek does it very well, and Denham to an extent. So once they got to go up, they got to test the rules.
Are you worried about Derek Walker and the run of turnovers he's had?
I think Derek is a learner. I think you can tell he's a learner because he had a high turnover number the game before they played. No, it wasn't Wisconsin.
Penn State,
where he only had 1 turnover. Was it Penn State? Because
Penn State was the win.
He had high turnover. Was it?
Was it one
it's one of the
Michigan?
two. It's one of the two. where he had I think 8 assists and 1 turnover. Please forgive me if I miss up the game. Don't go in the text line saying, "Oh, you can't remember." Yeah, I don't remember what game, but I know he had a high assist number game with a low turnover, and then he followed it up with a high assist number, and then before the low turnover game, he had another high assist turnover ratio and had a low turnover ratio with high assists. So I know he's learned. He's one that will be applicable and learn from the previous game, and hopefully won't do the same things.
Last thing before we get to Steve Sipple of Early Break, but also On 3 writes about Nebraska. How much of being physical is mental? If you get blocked at the rim, you don't get a foul call. How much of being physical is being able to, flush the play before and be willing to go back at it time and again?
Well, there's a guy by the name of Sam Hoiberg that has that in him, right? It is. It's first of all, you've got to realize who you're attacking. If you're attacking a guy that has a resume of blocking shots, there's ways to attack him if you know you have angles, right? You have to know from where you're attacking. If you're attacking deep on the baseline where you've got no chance but to put that on the glass this way, then your mindset's got to be show this side, reverse. It's got to be show it to him, make him go this side of the rim, use the rim then as a helper to allow him not to have options. If you're attacking from angle and he's got angle on you, you've either got to go floater or mid-range, because if you go try to attack rim, he's got you. He's got you. Because you've got nowhere to go or to change, or why even try to do a Michael Jordan against, you don't have that kind of hang time, to do a Michael Jordan against the LA Lakers. You don't have that. So at that point, you have to know you've got to go mid-range or floater, because why attack him knowing that if I put this up near the glass, it's got. So those are the things they have to learn.
You can be persistent without being stubborn.
Yes. Well said. That's the way that I'm explaining it the way that you just said it. Yeah.
There you go. Nebraska Rutgers, 7:00 tonight from Jersey Mike's Arena up in Piscataway. When we come back, we'll switch the conversation back to football, talk some Huskers, but also get a top 5 quarterbacks of all time list from Steve Sipple. Who does he think those guys are? We'll talk some heading into spring ball headlines for Nebraska football on the other side.
Ever think of having a career in plumbing or heating? Do you enjoy watching your family in a nice, comfortable space? Taking a shower after a warm day? Well, everyone we serve at Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air sure does. If you're interested in a career in plumbing, heating, and air, come join our team where you'll get paid while training. No experience required. Enjoy great pay and benefits in a friendly environment. Call Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air at 402-466-8118 or apply online at biggerstaffs.com. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness and some stuck with. Novotny Nutrition Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served your experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brent Excavating. Been 9 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brent is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brent Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrentExcavating.com. Also hiring, so join the team today. Brent Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go be brave.
Can you believe all the empty car lots in Lincoln? How can they survive? Well, they are surviving by charging you way too much and making you believe there are no cars available. Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto. I'm here to tell you that they are full of bull stuffing. Come out to Price Right in Westo and you'll find over 100 great vehicles at some great prices. We won't let you get a lemon since we back every one of our vehicles with our Peace of Mind 3-month warranty. If you want a hassle-free car buying experience, check out our website, PriceRightAuto.com. Come see a great selection of affordable used cars on Westo Street at Price Right Auto.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses for what she really wants this year. Let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island, online at sartorheyman.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Here's what it means to you and your customers.
Charlie, yeah. All of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Welcome back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Halfway home, hour 2 of On the Block on your Tuesday. Thanks for dialing us in. Thanks for tuning in. As always, if you have thoughts on anything in the show, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman hotline, but it's also the Honda of Lincoln hotline where we go right now. We welcome in Steve Sipple. You hear him right here on 93.7 The Ticket every morning on Early Break with Sip and Jake. Also read his work writing about Nebraska football for On 3. Sip, before we get into some Nebraska discussion, we got into the top 5 quarterbacks of all time discussion. Lay out your top 5 NFL quarterbacks in history for us.
Oh, don't do that to me.
We're doing it to you.
I mean, you got. I mean, the list has to have Johnny Unitas, right?
Hey, my man, see how we think alike, my friend. You got an S in your name. I got an S in my name. We put Johnny U in there. I had him number 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have. I mean, I would think that Austin would be
on board with that.
It's in there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, being a Colts fan. Joe Montana has to be on any list.
Mm-hmm.
Brady has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got to be. I mean, Brady, I almost have to put one. So there's three that you have to have.
Yeah.
Now, who do you have to have on there besides them? Who am I missing?
So you're missing like Elway. You're missing Manning, Dan Marino, Favre.
Oh, Marino. Put Marino on there and put Favre on there.
Oh, you missed me by one.
Okay,
I had no. We were in the same vein, but I had Manning in there as opposed to Favre. But yeah,
I like Favre better than Manning.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's pretty good. That wasn't, and I'm not a huge NFL fan, guys. I'm not. I mean, I kind of quit following it. In the '90s. So I mean, I followed it closely up until then. But I worked Sundays for so many years. I missed so many games. So I just kind of fell out of it. And recently, because of my, Jake Sorensen, my co-host, he loves the NFL. So I've kind of picked back up into it now, just for the show's purposes.
For sure. Well, as we look at Sunday's Super Bowl, when you look at the players on the field, or you hear about the coaches and what they're doing, is there anything Nebraska football can learn from the Chiefs and the Eagles to make them a more successful program?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of things, Austin, that just start in broad terms, attention to detail. Those teams were, when you watch it, they were magnificent, right? I mean, and I would say also just physicality. If I were the running backs coach for Nebraska, I'll give you something specific. If I were Nebraska's running backs coach, I would cut up all the tape of Isaiah Pacheco. And I'd say, watch how he runs. I'm not asking you to run exactly like him, but with the ferociousness with which he plays. That would be one thing I'd point out. I think I would cut up the Phillies' ability on 4th and short, with the quarterback sneaks that are, I think they're 33 or 37 this year in conversions of 4th and 1, which, if you think about it, it's really good. And how low they get and their ability to drive block. Those are things that come to mind. What else? I'm trying to think of more Kansas City. Well, I mean, if I were a coaching staff, I'd study Andy Reid all the time. I mean, Andy Reid, the plays. I don't know. I've never seen Nebraska. Maybe they do it. But those plays that the Chiefs ran in the red zone where they put the receiver in the receiver sold motion, really, in fact, went in motion for 7 or 8 steps and then peeled outside. So he started outside, motioned inward, and peeled back out. Twice they did it, and twice the guys were wide open for touchdowns. That's something I haven't seen at Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Sky Moore on one of them, and the other one I can't say the guy's name, but they sold it so well. So those are things that come to mind.
As you look at both of those offenses specifically and project out this coming season for Nebraska, do you think it's more, quick passing like the Chiefs, or do you think it's a dual threat quarterback look and a strong run game like the Eagles?
Well, I think you can do a little bit of both, Austin. And I know Marcus Satterfield has said, he told the Omaha high school coaches that they're going to do a lot of short passes, a lot of, what do you call them? He had a name for those routes, but stick routes or something. I think he said sticky routes, where they're just quick, easy passes. And it's mostly just, it's all about, he said, getting first down. That's the name of the game. So yeah, but I think they do want to have quarterback runner. They wouldn't have gotten Jeff Sims out of the transfer portal. So I think a little bit of both, but I definitely think they want to incorporate quarterback run. Now how much is the question? How much would somewhat depend on who's the quarterback. I mean, if it's Sims, I think you'll see it. quite a bit of quarterback run, design quarterback run. If it's Casey, I don't know if you'd see as much of it, but I would emphasize that Casey can run. Listen, his dad, I talked to his dad, Charles, on occasion, and Charles will emphasize to you that when Casey came out of high school, the knock on him was he's a runner, but not can he pass. And then when he transferred out of Texas, it was he's a passer, but can he run? So he can run. I mean, we've seen he's not super fast. He doesn't run like Sims, but he's kind of built to run, lower to the ground. Pretty tough guy. He can stick his nose in there.
Yeah, Sip, I have one question because obviously the Raiders didn't play and do as well as they did this year, but Derek Carr has a no trade clause, which he said basically I ain't going nowhere. He held on to the doors, and he was not getting pulled out by any form or any stretch of the imagination. But nonetheless, he's probably going to be released. It could have already happened at this point. They're talking about possibly being released. Where did you see a guy like him going if he is released? What is a good fit for a Derek Carr?
A lot of places. I mean, I still think he can play. New Orleans. I thought I saw his name attached to the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a spot. Wouldn't the Buccaneers be a possibility?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He could go. I mean, wherever is hey, Strick. You know what my answer is? Don't overthink it. Wherever a quarterback's needed, he'd be one of the first guys you'd look at, right?
Especially not having to take that salary in full.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And he'll want to prove himself. So he's still got miles left. I think he's a good teammate from what I think he is. So what about Austin? I mean, come on. What about your team? What about the Colts?
We've been on this quarterback, carousel for far too long. Derek Carr, I talked myself out of last offseason. At this point, a quarterback with a pulse that can throw the ball more than 15 yards downfield, I'm more than willing to take a flyer on.
Well, he's that. I would think the Colts would look at him. I know I'm very familiar with what's happened in Indy, and it has been sort of embarrassing at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
So where you're playing that former Texas quarterback, I mean, come on, what are we doing? I mean, who would you take?
What are we doing?
I mean, come on. Yeah, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Yeah, I read a lot about Indy this year. I was amazed by how badly they botched that position.
It's incredible. Week in, week out, I am left rolling my eyes, laughing, crying, everything about it. But you said the words prove themselves a few times, and there are 4 prospects from Nebraska football's roster this last year that I think have a shot to be drafted in Trey Palmer, Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis, and Travis Vokolak. If you look at that group of 4 guys, who do you think has the best shot at sticking around and finding a role at the next level?
I think Trey, for obvious reasons. He's going to be drafted the highest of those guys. I don't think he would fall past the 4th round. I don't know if anybody else would creep their way into the 4th. So, and, he's got electrifying. Everybody knows about Trey. He's got electrifying speed. I like the other thing. There's a couple intangibles I really like about Trey. Other than just the obvious, he is very competitive, and he is very confident. I mean, Trey is a confident. I mean, I think Strick's been around him. He's exceedingly confident. He has no doubt about his abilities. I mean, he was a fabulous athlete in high school, track athlete. I mean, I think he could have played. Now, Strick can identify with this. I think Trey could have played Major League Baseball as a shortstop. I mean, I think he was a middle infielder, but he played shortstop and he was good.
Sip, real quick. One of the things though Trey has to do is like what an infielder would do. If a ball is hit short, you have to go and attack it, right? You have to go get it before it takes you, and it gives you that tricky hop maybe off the end of the infield. If you're playing on dirt or maybe on turf, it catches a seam or something and darts on you, right? So that's where I think he has to work in this offseason, is really with his hands going up and grabbing balls. Because I think a lot, especially in the NFL, because guys are going to be there. If you don't go and stretch out and grab the ball and hand the ball more than you body the ball, you're going to miss more of them. And I think that's a problem that he had this year as far as some of his catches.
100%. And then I think also with Trey, there's a physicality question he still has to answer. I mean, I heard it from the LSU writers when he got here. Like they said, hey, you can't run him on the jet sweep. He goes down too easy. And if you look at the jet sweeps, he goes down pretty easy. He's not a very physical player. And I mean, with all guys, virtually anybody you're assessing, I'm not knocking him. I just said I think he'll be a third or fourth rounder, but every guy you evaluate has things that they can improve. And I think Trey has to get a little more physical, bigger, probably a little stronger, more physical in that league. Come on. I'm astounded when I watch the NFL, how physical it is. And that I think he's going to have to, you know what? I think he'll have to take it a couple notches that way. Take it a couple notches up that way. Get stronger and get a little bit more of a vicious mentality.
Last thing for you here, Steve, before we let you go and we get to the crossover with the old school crew here, looking at Nebraska football for this next season, you mentioned Trey Palmer's speed and that he needs to get, more physical for the NFL. This next season's Nebraska team, does it need to get faster? I mean, obviously the answer is going to be both, but if you could pick one, would it be better for Nebraska to get faster or to get stronger in year one under Matt Rule?
However you want to characterize, well, not faster. They just need to get bigger and stronger in the trenches. I just think that's the most critical element in football, period. But it becomes even more of a factor in the Big Ten. So no, I think what you're seeing is an emphasis on speed, but I don't know that they're. I mean, these guys have talked. Hey, Austin, these coaches have talked a lot about size and what Rule likes up front. They do like size and being tough in the trenches. I'm always going to say that's where it has to start. And let's face it, right now they're a little light on both sides. Not light in experience on the offensive side. They have plenty of guys with experience, and not even light physically. They just haven't done it. They just haven't been very good up front. And then on defense, they're a little light numbers wise and a little light size wise. I mean, they're not. Ty Robinson obviously has a requisite size, but they're not. I think they need to add size and numbers.
Yeah.
There you go. It's Steve Sipple. You hear him every morning here on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket. Also catch his writing about Nebraska football at On3. Steve, appreciate the time. Get some rest tonight. Have another great day with Jake tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Austin, and thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, Sip.
All right, see you later.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Steve Sipple, the man.
The myth.
We already know he's a legend. We know
Steve
that about
Sipple.
Sip.
Hey, bring back the mullet. Steve Sipple. Shut up, Sipple. But we love you. We like when you talk on the block. We've got to take a quick break. We have the old school crew that'll be joining us coming up next. We don't know who's in the building, but somebody's in the building. They'll be
DP's
coming
here
in.
at least.
DP is here. And we'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com, on the block in a minute.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the 15 years. Rodents and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
A new year means new goals and up, but that doesn't only a built to fit. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from to make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, wanting to say Happy New Year and thank you to all of you for your continued support. We have just closed out another outstanding year. We want to start 2023 off with a bang. The new GMC and Chevrolet inventory continues to roll in, and I'll actually be picking up my 2023 GMC later this month. So with interest rates continuing to climb, Copple is partnering with General Motors and now offering 2.9% APR on select models. So we invite you to the dealership. Check us out online at copplecars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.current deals. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Husker Nation, Amy Williams and Nebraska women's basketball needs you February 18th at 1 p.m. as the Huskers take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. We need your help to sell out Pinnacle Bank Arena for the first time ever. For event and ticket information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now, and if at $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island, online at sartorheyman.com.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
Big Ten running back in their top 25 returning in 24/7 sports. You can certainly argue that Anthony Grant could be in there. Nobody would bat an eye.
That's just because the Iowa running back ended the season on a higher note. I don't care about the end of the season. Look at the entire season. Anthony Grant had a great season.
The good news for Nebraska is if Anthony Grant does fall off, A.J. Allen looks like he's going to be there. And then you have Ramir Johnson, who led the team in rushing 2 years ago. And
Gabe Urban, who was your starter 2 years ago.
So, I mean, they've got a great room.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and the Ticket.com.
Hype when I'm in here with you, Strick. I was hype, man. My boy Strick was on a sabbatical, man.
Where was he at?
Yeah, man, he went over to England.
Where wasn't he? Is the better question.
Strick was over there talking to the Dalai Lama over there when y'all was in Ireland. You know, then he went over there, hollered at the Pope, shot him the deuces, came over there, kicked it, ran in the simple, touched back down. Then he over in Dubai.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Been doing it up.
Kenny, don't. Kenny,
Hey,
I can't believe you, Kenny. You co-signing that foolishness today, bro.
Kenny, then Armageddon got him down in Dallas. That little ice storm. Yeah, he was locked up in that bad boy. He was in solitary confinement.
Like he's never driven in ice before though.
Well, no, it's not. I know Strick can handle it.
It's everyone else. You're worried about Strick.
Yeah,
I can handle it.
Yeah, Strick
but so listen, check this out. I'm not even going to throw this debate at you because I'm going to stay in y'all lane. You understand?
I like that.
I like how you guys, you know, you I know you can branch out your lane, but I'm gonna put you in your lane.
You're gonna box us
All
in.
right.
Okay.
We went in on the show today, dropped it like it's hot. Sutter Heyman text line was on fire. The block was hot, and we went quarterback, top 5. A lot of people are talking right now. They think Mahomes. I think it's still early. I'll let you talk about it, but I'm still gonna throw this one at you in your lane. You know, a lot of people are talking about, is he already there? Has he already arrived? To me, it's very Tiger Woodish in his early days when they were talking about Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus and all of that, and he ain't get there. Now, I'm not saying if you think Tiger Woods is the greatest, I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I don't think so. But he's there in the running top 3.
Man, what the?
You think Tiger Woods is the best right now?
What is going on over here?
You think he's the greatest?
It ain't even a question.
How?
Because Jack Nicklaus was beating up on 2 dudes. Arnold Palmer was already close to AARP, and the only dude that he couldn't beat was Lee Trevino, head to head. Tiger got to worry about equipment changes. They changed the courses for this cat.
I like that part. Make your statement.
First of all, Tiger Woods would be at 25, 30 majors if they did not change every course. They made them longer. They put in a brother contract for him.
Yeah. Okay. So he's a game changer. He changes.
Yeah,
he's a rule changer. So that changes
the game.
Okay.
Like
I love that. Throw it at me.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. Okay.
I want to ask Kenny this.
No. Heck no. I ain't letting y'all get out of this. Okay. By the time you ask Kenny the question, top 5 linebackers. All times you can go rush in or straight linebacker, and top 5 DBs. It can be
Kenny.
Safeties
Start with Kenny.
Your top 5.
Because all I think about when I think of linebacker, I just think of LT. That's it. I don't even care after that.
I think about Singletary.
Yeah, but
I think Singletary.
But as soon as I say Singletary, I say Ray Lewis. I can say Jack Ham. I can say all them dudes.
Yeah.
But guess who I go back to?
LT.
Yeah.
Can you say he's a linebacker? He was a DN.
But LT did whatever he wanted.
He did.
And when he played at middle linebacker, he was destroying. He used to play in short yardage and goal line, middle linebacker.
Okay, Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Darrell Green.
Revis.
Darrell Revis.
Okay.
The top 5 of all time? You ain't talking about Dick Night Train Lane? Lester Hayes?
Hold on. Keep your shirt on, player.
All right.
Yeah.
I was getting there. I was Lester Hayes.
Okay, good. Then.
I was getting there.
Okay, good.
You
missed out on some cats, man.
Who did I miss out on?
Lester Hayes.
Then I'm gonna go with my guy from Baltimore.
Reed?
Oh, Ed Reed.
Ed Reed.
I like it.
That's it.
I like no Woodson.
No.
Okay, I mean I understand. I'm just asking. Is it a question?
Reed.
Okay, Ed Reed. I like Ed Reed.
That's tough.
That's DBs is tough because there's a lot of guys. A lot of great.
He's on the cusp. Woodson is on the cusp, but I got to go with Ed Reed.
You talking about Charles Woodson or
no?
Rod
Woodson.
Rod.
Yeah, it's tough because, especially with like linebacker, you got different ones because guys that I felt like that are really really good. You know, if
you thought Bosworth was good.
No. But I'm telling you, if you really watch the tape now,
okay,
if you really sat there and watched the all 22 tape, and I was studying tape, so that was my all 22. And if you just took the names off of it, okay, and you put up like London Fletcher when he was playing, when he was really rolling, and then you like have Ray Lewis, you would not even know a difference. But I'm gonna tell you who the coldest dude I ever seen in person come into the league and dominate the league from a stack linebacker position is Patrick Willis.
From the 49ers.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you who won't.
They had a great linebacker core,
Yeah,
period.
who won't make the Hall of Fame, but was just as good as it was Navarro Bowman. They are
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If Zach Thomas can make the Hall of Fame, why can't he?
That part.
Navarro?
Yeah.
That part.
Because he never was featured, because he always had Patrick. Hey, I would say he'd be in there. I'm just talking about the politics of it. When I'm telling you, when I watched those two play linebacker, they had no weaknesses. And from Patrick Willis, from the time that he came, and I remember one of my friends was down at Ole Miss, or actually Charlie Anderson. So Charlie Anderson was with me in Houston. He's like, hey man, you got to talk about I'm telling you about the dude Patrick Willis. And I remember watching. He's like 205 coming out, but he was knocking cats out. I was like, oh, okay, he can run. He talked about he ran a 4.3 and all that. Then he got up to 235, still running the 4.3. But when you watched him play the game, he had no weaknesses. So what I mean by that is his feet were phenomenal. His read and reaction and his knowledge of the game was impeccable. He could take on blocks. He could slip blocks. He could cover you both in the short area and the deep,
Yep.
and he could rush the passer.
Wow.
He had no weaknesses.
Wow.
Now there's a lot of guys that get in the NFL, I wouldn't say that are in the Hall of Fame. They do have some weaknesses, but they were able to. They had they could hide them a little bit. But he was. I was like, when I watched him play, when I usually would watch guys, I'd watch 6 games, because generally guys have a couple games, then they take a dive. He was getting better, and he was getting better in the parts of the season that weren't. So I was disappointed to see that he didn't make the Hall of Fame.
Crazy.
And you know what hurt him? He's a very humble guy, very quiet. You know, he's
just
not
comes and plays,
and doesn't do any
no
TV,
flamboyant. Yeah,
doesn't do any TV. Not really involved with the 49ers, except for, he's doing stuff like that, but he's not out doing all that type of stuff. And here he is. You're in the league 8 years, and you're an 8-year All-Pro. No question. Should be no question.
No question.
And then right. So we're talking about first ballot. I think those are the guys that deserve the Randy Mosses, the Tom Brady's, the Ed Reeds, those guys. And you got those that was essentially a linebacker of the decade. Of the decade. There was without a question. So when I look at top 5, if you had to bunch them all together and just say, like, from the time I was a young kid, I obviously go LT. I'll say Ray Lewis, Singletary. I'll put Patrick Willis in there, and then it's a tie between like a Zach Thomas.
I'm gonna throw a name out there, Sam Mills.
I was just about to say Sam Mills, but I probably like
Saints.
other guys' games a little bit better. But Sam Mills obviously is there. But there was a lot of really good
great.
lineups.
So real quick. Station ID, and we'll come right back.
So yeah, yep.
Rush in.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. DKFM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Real quick, similar thoughts. Is Levante David Hall of Famer?
Ooh. Yes.
Ndamukong Suh, Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
You think House? I think to be honest with you, I think Levante gets in.
I think he'll get in before Sue, but both of them are Hall of Fame.
I think a lot of it has to depend on what franchise pushes him. I think he's been at Tampa the whole time. Now
Roger Craig needs to beat them both then.
Right.
Yes.
But here's the deal: if they didn't win that Super Bowl, and say Levante just kept at the pace that he could just play 5 more years, he would never. He would. I wouldn't say never, but it'd be a while. It'd be a while to get it. He should be in now. Now he's getting almost like retribution from all the stuff he did for 8 years.
Yes.
All the times he got passed over for Pro Bowls and all that.
How much of that was Luke Kuechly being in the same division as him?
Yeah, but I think it was just the team was bad. The team was.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the Pro Bowl. You saw there's a couple guys that would make the Pro Bowl. It's just because they'd be on the Patriots, and they would be playing 5 more. You play with the Patriots, you win Super Bowls. It's like an extension on your career. Like guys that be playing, and they can't play dead, and then they end up playing. This team that Levante will get in. I think Ndamukong gets in. I think he should get in, but the stats hurt him though. The stats hurt him because when you look at now what people will say is look at Gerald McCoy. You look at just pure
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2 or 2 and 3 or so.
What about Junior Seau?
He's in.
I mean, no, I'm saying
top
is it top
Yeah.
10, top 5?
Yeah, oh yeah,
top 10.
He's got to be in the top
10.
Junior Seau would destroy whole offense.
Yeah,
just by on his own.
Yes.
And the thing about Junior Seau, he could rush the passer because when he was at USC, he was outside linebacker DN. People don't understand that he was outside linebacker DN. Then he played. Then they kind of moved him all over. Then he was wrecking shop at the middle linebacker. Then they put him at the will, and then they put him at the Sam.
Oh yeah, they moved him. Yeah, he got that kind of versatility.
Yes. Yeah.
Who was fun to watch? Because see, me growing up, the DBs that I like was the Ronnie Lotts and the pain, the brokers of the back. You know what I'm saying? I love them guys that when they used to come up and lay wood on people and break bones.
Remember when he busted with Icky Wood?
So
Steve Atwater.
Steve Atwater.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, sir.
About Steve Atwater.
So
Joey Browner.
Browner.
Yeah, what are those guys that were fun to? If you put on you being a DB, young DB coming up, when you put on the tape, who was that guy that you was like, yo, outside of Deion and
don't laugh at me, but Everson Walls.
Oh, he would.
See, I was a quarterback.
Yeah.
Everson, I was a quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but Everson Walls.
Yeah.
For the Cowboys.
Yeah, he would. I mean, he was a long, smooth corner, man.
You know, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who else used to rock the mic is David Fulcher. Safety, played at Cincinnati, and what hurt him, he had a knee injury, which back then they didn't know how to take. But he was right there with Ronnie Lott.
Yep.
I mean, he was bigger than Ronnie Lott. I mean, he was like, he looked like an alien out there because he was 6'3", 230 playing safety.
So he like Roy Williams type.
Yeah,
that kind of
but
size.
was really like
really
really about that business. And I mean, we talk about modern Troy Polamalu. He transcended the game.
Yes.
He transcended
from the
game.
safety position.
Charles Woodson, his ability to go, and I think with Charles Woodson, it kind of gets a little distorted because his back end of his career kind of like masked the front end, because the front end was a lot of immaturity, inconsistent play. Then he kind of figured out how to be a pro, and then he went to Green Bay. You win that Super Bowl, that ups your credibility. So, but the ability to play in the slot, safety, and corner can be overlooked.
Anyone from Legion of Boom that Seahawks run in that conversation?
I bet you Richard Sherman gets in. He's gonna talk his way
He'll
in.
get in.
He'll get in.
Sherman will get in.
He gonna talk his way.
But his stats,
though.
But his stats,
His numbers was right.
His numbers is right. Yep. His personality is right. He gets in. Cam Chancellor.
I think Chancellor.
I think he gets in. I think he gets in significantly later. You know who?
Earl Thomas.
No.
Bobby Wagner.
I
Bobby
think Bob
Wagner.
gets in.
Yeah,
Bobby
for sure. Yeah, Bobby Wagner for sure. Longevity, obviously Legion of Boom. You know what's happening with Cam Chancellor? He's going to be like? He's going to be like Kenny Easley. He'll be like everybody, like within circles. That was the first dude.
That was the first one.
Everybody within circles will be like Kenny Easley. How does he not get in?
Right.
And then he gets in a humbug.
Right.
You know, when Kenny Easley finally got in, Cam Chancellor will be long overdue.
Well,
but that's pretty good for a bunch of guys that were overlooked. Richard Sherman. Former quarterback, a receiver. Yep.
Well, we started it off. It's going to continue. The old school crew, starting off with Kenny Wilhite and Jay Foreman, are going to set it off for you next. We are on the block. Out of here. 2 to 4 tomorrow. We'll be right back. Root for the Huskers. We go. Peace.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves